Welcome to A Year in the Bible with Daily Grace. The Bible tells one big story of redemption, and we want to spend 5 minutes every day journeying through the Bible from start to finish and exploring how all of it points to Jesus.
Hey all, welcome back. We are continuing in our study of the life of David in 2 Samuel 16 through 18. Things are still not good for the king, and our chapters today are some of the saddest of his life. The great king, David, has been brought low. As David leaves the city of Jerusalem, because he is fleeing from his son Absalom, he meets Ziba, the servant of Mephibosheth, the lame son of Jonathan, who he mercifully invited to sit at his table. Ziba tells him that Mephibosheth has rebelled against David. What a blow. David thinks he has lost another friend, a friend he had shown great kindness to. David, probably in his hurt and anger over feeling betrayed, gives everything of Mephibosheth's to Ziba. But we will see later that Ziba is taking advantage of this situation for his own gain. Mephibosheth has not really rebelled against David at all. If all of this is not enough, David is cursed by a man who belongs to the family of Saul, named Shimei, as he arrives in the city of Bahurim. The man throws every insult he can at David, and also literally throws stones at him. One of David's nephews, Abishai, wants to kill this man, but David tells him not to. David remembers that the Lord said evil would come to his household, and he believes the Lord sent Abishai to curse him. Meanwhile, Absalom has arrived at his father's palace and has started to act like he is king. Hushai, David's advisor, convinces Absalom that he is on his side when he arrives. But Absalom takes his first piece of advice from Ahithophel. In order to become a stench to his father and to show his dominance over David, Ahithophel instructs Absalom to sleep with his father's concubines on the roof of his palace before all of Israel. This is utter wickedness. But when Absalom seeks advice again from these two advisors about how to overcome David, the Lord intervenes and has Absalom listen to Hushai, David's advisor in disguise, instead of Ahithophel. And David is warned about Absalom's plans to try and attack him. Ahithophel hears that Absalom has rejected his advice for how to overtake David, and he knows that all will be lost because of it. He hangs himself. Once David wins and regains power, he would have been executed for conspiracy anyways. Absalom and David's men will meet each other in battle, but David does not go out with his men like Absalom does. He tries to, but his people plead with him. They know they need to protect the king. They also probably know he would struggle fighting against his own son. When Absalom and his men come against David, Absalom is caught up in a tree by his hair. He hangs there, and David's men spot him, but they do not kill him. They know David wants them to keep Absalom alive. But when Joab, David's commander, hears where Absalom is, he goes to the spot and strikes him down. Joab is not right in disobeying the king, but we can understand that he is trying to prevent any further uprisings or harm against David. But he acts on his own instincts instead of being obedient, and that will not play out well for him later. Absalom's armies fall, and power is restored to David. But when David gets news of the battle, he only wants to know one thing: is his son Absalom alive? And when he learns of Absalom's death, David is undone. He is overcome with sadness and mourns his son. He wishes he would have died in his place. Absalom sinned greatly against David. He rebelled against his father. He killed his own brother. He slept with his father's concubines. He tried to take David's position. But David's love for Absalom reminds us of the love God has for us. We wrong our father again and again, but his mercies are new, and he is willing to forgive us. He is compassionate towards us, and he desires to be restored to us. Jesus restores us, broken and sinful, like Absalom, to our Heavenly Father. And our Heavenly Father takes us in his arms, and he extends the right to become his children to us. Thanks for joining me today. We'll see you tomorrow for more from the life of David. If you haven't followed us yet on social media, be sure to check us out at the Daily Grace Podcast and at the Daily Grace Co. There you'll see all the latest happenings and hear about all of our newest gospel-centered resources. See you later.